Today, I'm very pleased to announce 3 suspects have been taken into custody and arrested in connection with the murder of South Lake resident Juan Jesus Guerrero Chapa. On May 22, 2013, Mr. Chapa was shot multiple times in Town Square while seated in the front passenger compartment of his 2012 Range Rover. Over the past year, a great deal of work has been conducted in order to bring those who committed the crime of murder to justice. Through this collaborative effort, 3 individuals were identified as having played a principal role in the conspiracy to murder the victim, and they were taken into custody on Friday. The suspects are 30-year-old Jesus Gerardo Ledesma Campano, his father, 58-year-old Jesus Gerardo Ledesma Cepeda, and their cousin, 58-year-old Jose Luis Cepeda-Cortes. Ledesma Campano and Ledesma Cepeda were taken into custody on Friday as they entered into the United States from Mexico, and Cepeda-Cortes was taken into custody at his residence in Edinburgh, Texas.
Each of the 3 defendants is charged with 1 count of interstate stalking resulting in death. 1 is charged by way of an indictment, and 2, as Chief said, are charged by way of criminal complaint. These defendants are presumed innocent. However, if convicted, this offense carries a maximum statutory penalty of life in federal prison. As Chief said, this is very much an ongoing investigation. We expect the charges may be modified or others added, and we're unable to comment further on those charges or additional charges at this time. Additional arrests may also be possible in the near future.
As regarding Mr. Chapa and the activities he engaged in prior to his death, we will not be answering any questions pertaining to Mr. Chapa, his activities, or any alleged connections he may have had with individuals in Mexico. Our detectives have done an exemplary job of gathering facts and evidence, and the reason I'm not going to comment, or none of us are going to comment about Mr. Chapa's activities, he's dead. He was the victim of murder, and that's the focus of this investigation. What he may have or may have not done is really irrelevant at this point, because we are focused on bringing those individuals that murdered him to justice.
This is the kind of crime that happens a lot in Mexico, but rarely happens in the United States. What message would you, as Chief, like to send to somebody who might be thinking about doing something like this in the United States?
Don't do it. If you do it, this is what you're going to get. A unified coalition of law enforcement professionals who will bring you to justice. No matter where you are, no matter where you go to hide, we're going to find you and we're going to prosecute you, and you're going to spend the rest of your time on this earth in jail.
Every day in big cities and small towns across the country, hardworking prosecutors, agents, and investigators perform exceptional work in order to combat violent crime and other threats to the public. They approach this high-stakes work with the utmost integrity and with dedication. The professionalism of our personnel gives us the confidence to be as transparent as possible about how we perform our work. We at the Department of Justice are committed to ensuring accountability and promoting public confidence in the institutions and processes that guide our law enforcement efforts. Doing so not only strengthens the rule of law, it also enhances public safety by building trust and fostering community engagement. That's why we are announcing a new step to raise our already high standards of accountability. The Department of Justice is instituting a sweeping new policy pertaining to interviews of individuals in law enforcement custody. This new policy, which will take effect on July the 11th, creates a presumption that statements made by individuals in federal custody after they have been arrested, but before their initial appearance, will be electronically recorded. The policy applies in a place of detention that has suitable recording equipment, and it encourages video recording whenever possible, and audio recording when video is unavailable. The policy also encourages agents and prosecutors to consider electronic recording in investigative or other circumstances not covered by the presumption. This presumption in favor of recording applies to statements made by individuals in the custody of the FBI, the DEA, the ATF, and the United States Marshal Service. It allows for certain exceptions, such as when the interviewee requests that the recording not occur or when recording is not practicable. Creating an electronic record will ensure that we have an objective account of key investigations and interactions with people who are held in federal custody. It will allow us to document that detained individuals are afforded their constitutionally protected rights. And it will also provide federal law enforcement officials with a backstop so that they have clear and indisputable records of important statements and confessions made by individuals who have been detained. Now, this policy will not in any way compromise our ability to hold accountable those who break the law, nor will it impair our national security efforts. On the contrary, it will reduce uncertainty in even the most sensitive cases, prevent unnecessary disputes, and improve our ability to see that justice can be served. Federal agents and prosecutors throughout the nation are firmly committed to due process in their rigorous and even-handed enforcement of the law. This new recording policy not only reaffirms our steadfast commitment to these ideals, it will provide verifiable evidence that our words are matched by our deeds. And it will help to strengthen the robust and fair system of justice upon which all Americans depend and which every American deserves.